I love Magic the Gathering. Recently, my love for Magic the Gathering has just been exponentially increasing. Whether that's because I've been playing more, sharing it more with some of my friends, but also just kind of having a little bit more of a creative experience with the game. If you haven't watched my other videos, I do custom commanders based on existing Magic the Gathering cards and just make something that's fun and a little bit more personal for me. And while I enjoy making commander decks, I wanted to do something a little bit different. See, while it's all good and fun, I won't always use a custom commander when I'm playing with my group of friends or my pod, simply because sometimes I'm not the best deck builder. I might just use a precon or something that I've just tinkered with on the side, and I haven't made a insane theme yet. But I want to connect with that deck. I want to have this personal experience. And if you look at the relationship a lot of people have with gaming, customization and personalization have become just the normality. I mean, gosh, look at games. You get to pick a profile picture, you get to pick skins, banners, name tags. Personalization just is so important in the gaming world because it makes you feel connected to what you're playing. And I believe that is equally as important with Magic the Gathering, and especially Commander, being it is a more social game. But yeah, you know, you should put some swaz on your deck. Get a nice deck box, get some nice sleeves. I've been doing that a lot recently, but I want to do more. So I thought, what could I do besides making custom commanders and custom card variations? What could I do to make my decks feel like they belong to me? And then it hit me. Every deck needs lands. Majority. I always see that video. It's like, I ran this deck with no lands. Almost every Magic the Gathering deck needs lands. And with every set, we get new lands. Sometimes we'll get secret lair lands. There's so many different lands. And what land you use really speaks a lot about, well, either how much money you're spending or what you personally like. Maybe you go for the old school classic lands. Maybe you're like me and you really like the Neon Dynasty Kamigawa ones. They are, because, you know, I'm a weeb. Maybe you don't care and you just mix and mash them. But I wanted to make something that is a representation of me and the things I love. So then I began brewing ideas. What could I do to make my own custom lands? See, I think I'm very creative, but I don't have a lot of art skill. My sister took all that. So I thought, yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll go outside and I'll take some photos of the environment and, you know, have those be my lands. I liked that idea, but I couldn't really think of real spots that represent the fictitious world of Magic the Gathering. I then thought about going into a video game and using the photo modes or just taking screenshots of various environments and using those as my land. I didn't end up doing that, but I think I will do that in the future with some of my custom commanders. I was at a loss. I was going to draw, but I can't draw very well. I felt limited by my creative ability, and that made me reflect. I was like, oh, I was never good at art. My sister took all the artistic skills. I'm just a big nerd. It's been like this since the old days. We'd be sitting in the car using Picto Chat, and I would say, Picto Chat. Remember that thing on your Nintendo DS? We could join a room and draw and send messages to your friends and siblings and randos in the environment? I feckin' love Picto Chat. I love it so much, I almost got a matching Picto Chat tattoo with my sister. Sometimes you are so sick of your DS download games and you just boot up Picto Chat and just draw the most insane things. If you were my sister, you layered the pictures up and made a beautiful flower. If you were me, you colored the whole screen black and then used the eraser to draw something shitty because you had no art skill, but you were like, I'm abstract. But then I was like, all right, Picto Chat, I can do that. And so here you go. Here is how I made my set of Picto Chat lands. All right, let's go. Load up Libre Sprite or Sprite. Get yourself Magic the Gathering card ratio sized canvas. And see, what I'm doing here is I'm using a Picto Chat screenshot as a reference. And see this lower res one, I'm using this for the colors of the land. See, I wanted to use the colors, or at least base some of the colors off the profiles that they use in the DS Lite. So you'll see me here labeling which ones I was going to use for each one. They didn't really have a really dark one for the swamp, so I ended up going for this grayish, gross one. And you can see me labeling in my horrible handwriting which lands would be which. After that, what I'm doing here is I'm trying to fill the background up because it's not really a nice scale, and we need to have a little bit more intention with how we're layering this card. Guys, I'm so honest. I'm rambling so much here. This thing is going so fast. Okay, next what I'm doing is I'm extending the illustration box. So normally they are set sizes for each illustration box. However, I wanted to make it a bigger size. Next up, I'm getting this Picto Chat, and now entering screen, we're going to be using that as the name of the basic land, as well as that little user area down below. I thought that was going to be very cute. What am I even doing here? Fiddle faddling, cleaning up. Yeah, crazy as hell. Look at me go. All right, now we've got ourselves a nice little canvas. Oh, I have to like cough, but I'm live recording this, so like I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna keep talking and hope it goes away. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, what am I doing here? Oh, I'm getting ready to, we're doing a plains. I didn't say which one we're doing. Oh, Jesus, this is going so wrong. Right, we're doing a basic plains first, and I went with this nice yellow, and what you're going to see me doing here is essentially coloring in, basically a child's job. I'm coloring this in as well as trying to darken the color to go with these, like, little darker spots. So you see me get this, like, poo yellow color, and I go that one there, and I'm like, a little bit darker, and I'm like, yeah, cool. And then I'm like, all right, I'm just going to drag this shit down more, and then I do for the inside one. And I'm going to use those 3 shades of yellow, as well as this, like, lighter yellow for the inside for the whole thing. So we do a light shade to recolor the lines, the darker one on the outside, and then the base yellow for the text box. You're going to see me do that in like 2 seconds, hopefully. This is not a tutorial. This is just me doing it. Yeah. Oh, look, text. Yeah, I wrote out planes. Man, this does not look good, guys. I'll be honest. It does not look good. But I went for it. And you know what? It's the thought that counts, they say, right? I guess that's really friendly, like GIFs. There it is. Look, I colored it in. I colored the thing back yellow. And then I was like, all right, I need to put something in the middle. So for what I did, for my personal experiences, I just got the mana symbol. Look at it, guys. And I just was like, you know what? I'm just going to doodle, right? I wasn't going to trace it. I'm just doodling around it, all right? Get myself a base image. I don't want it to be perfect because it's Picto Chat. It's not supposed to be perfect. In hindsight, this is my least favorite one I did out of all of them, but it was also my first one. So I'm glad I gave it like a red hot crack. And then you're going to just see me thicken out some of the lines. I'm going to color it in. And when we get rid of that background, it's going to look freaking beautiful. I realized I did not cut enough of this out. So ready? I'm gonna magically be done. And then Ben, with a little bit more enthusiasm, is going to come back. All right. Bye, guys. Shit. And voila. Here are my Picto Chat inspired Magic the Gathering basic lands. I loved making these so much. I cannot wait to print them and chuck them in my decks. And also, if you want to download them, go to my like community page on YouTube. I'll have posted all 5 of them with my drawings, and I'll even put blank template ones, right? Just the Picto Chat layout with a blank slate, so you can draw your own crazy goodness on there. I think that'd be so much fun. But yeah, just share it with your friends. Go have some fun, you know? Bring back those old days. I hope you enjoyed this very fun, random video of me making Picto Chat lands. I had an absolute blast making them. And keep being creative, keep having fun, and I'll see you next time.